All right, Kenny Smith, total force holdings. Now we're going to get into these last 2 days of this. We're going to get into a little bit more of the math here. Weight. We discussed that tail of the tape will usually include weight. Weight tells us inertia. Assuming equivalent physical condition, it's going to hurt a hell of a lot more to get hit by a 250 pounder than it will to get hurt from a 150 pounder. Why? Inertia is a thing. All right. Inertia is a thing. An object in motion will remain in motion until it's acted upon by an outside force. All right. Isaac Newton was a pretty sharp guy, and the fact that his work with that is now considered a general law of motion. And what are we talking about? We're talking about hitting people. All right. We're talking. Let's be real. We're talking about hitting people. We're not talking about hitting bags. We're talking about hitting people. If you want to hit people, you need to understand the laws of physics, because what are you doing? You're weaponizing and applying those laws of physics from you to another person. All right. So inertia is a thing. All right. There's a couple of things that go into this. The first being the mass of the target, or the mass relation. If you're a lot bigger than your target, you're probably going to move the target a whole lot easier than it's going to move you. Why is that? Well, that's inertia. I've got more mass in motion than I have mass receiving that motion. If let's say for a minute you are dealing with a 180-pound guy coming at you forward, all right, yeah, he's got a certain amount of mechanical force, mass times acceleration, right? But so do you. So if you could put your mass into acceleration, you're going to present a much more rigid obstacle for that person, because you're going to you hopefully will transmit more energy through inertia into them to overcome their inertia, right? You have to prevent. You are both the outside force and the object in motion, right? So what you have is there's a reason, all right, and the reason is quite simply put physics and inertia, that you have weight classes in the combat sports, which is one reason I suggest always roll with people bigger and smaller than you. What do I mean by roll? Both rolling on the mats, doing your grappling work, your wrestling work, whatever, and striking with them if you can, and doing your stick and knife work, because that 250 pounder is going to present a whole lot more inertia than the 150 pounder. All right, the 200 pounder is going to be somewhere in the middle, and you need to understand what you need to do to overcome their inertia and what kind of inertia you need to generate, all right, to deal with them. Now, you can change your mass to an extent, but you can change your velocity a lot quicker, and that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So understand that tail of the tape includes weight and weight class for a reason, and that's all about overcoming their inertia, or you yourself having potential for your inertia to be overcome. So if you're fighting with the bigger opponent, that means you probably need to get in the fight, or at least learn to redirect their energy, because you're probably not going to overcome that inertia. That's just basic physics.